Guys, thanks for waiting and welcome to another Flying Pig United football preview. As you can see, it's another fan panel edition. We're going to try and be, up and merry for the return of football since the international break. I mean, we all know that domestic football is where it's at. So we're going to be looking at the Watford versus Man United game. And, we've got to see a bounce back, even though, there's the whole complex of whether Ole should be here. We're still going to try and keep it professional and try and, chew the fat in terms of the game. I'm thinking it's going to be the battle of the Tinkermen. I don't know if Ranieri is still a Tinkerman, though. I know Ole is now because he tinkers with tactics.
No, that's what Ranieri is known for, the Tinkerman.
He's known for it.
That's his nickname.
Especially at Chelsea, but I don't know if he did that at Leicester, though. I mean, he was a little bit consistent with the counter-attack there. So I don't know if he's still a Tinkerman. What do you think, though? Do you think he tinkers it? Because let me get up their team from last time. They played against Arsenal last time, yeah? They played a 4-1-4-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking he would just keep that and try and counter-attack what Man United do. I'm not sure.
I mean, he hasn't got many options at Watford, with all due respect to Watford, in terms of, he isn't spoiled for choice. Like you kind of mentioned his tenure at Chelsea and how he would rotate the team, etc. But he hasn't really got that opportunity at Watford because they haven't got enough quality in depth. So I'm expecting a very similar team to the team that lined up against Arsenal. Whether the formation, as you just mentioned, 4-1-4-1 will be deployed, I don't personally think it would make sense for him to deploy that. It was quite evident in that Arsenal game. They had no foothold in the game whatsoever. And they were massively outclassed for the majority of that game. Obviously, credit to Arsenal. But I'd be very surprised if he set us up in a similar manner because, like I said, they were chasing shadows for the majority of that game. Of course, against a Manchester United team, they might have more joy in terms of controlling somewhat of the game because we don't tend to do that. But I just don't think he has the personnel to play a formation like that. It's quite an aggressive formation.
All right. I mean, we've already got into it there because I was itching to get into just talking about how Watford would play against us. But obviously, I forgot to intro you guys. Obviously. So, Usman, how you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah. I'm good. Ignore the bit that we've just done. I'm good, man. Good to be back. Good to be back on the channel. Not so much good to be back in terms of watching Manchester United Football Club. I can't lie, but
we need to be in that mode, though. I mean, it's got to be up to the team to make us want to watch again, isn't it? So
absolutely.
And then we've got a guest that's been on before, the best journo, aka Nathan. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing well. I quite enjoyed the international break for once. It was a nice sort of welcome, break, as it were, from football. And now we're back previewing this lot. So that's fantastic, isn't it? So, looking forward to it.
It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. We're going to get into it. So people in the chat, who was in here? I need to do my shout outs. Devils United, Solo 7, Timua, Rushmano. Please have a good session today. Do some good mod work. Tekken Fan, I've seen you before. Good to see you. So everyone, as you know, the Flying Pig protocol is to get in here. You take your shoes off, you get comfortable, and you hit a like, okay, for the content that's coming at you. Subscribe if you do. And obviously, the description will show the social media links for Pigo. So just follow him on Instagram and Twitter and all of that business. Like I said, I want to keep it professional and try and talk about the game. But I think we're going to get into the state of the club with Ole still being there. I've heard him being called like a dead man walking right now. I'm not sure because in the press conference I was listening to, he was saying he's got the backing of the club, backing of the players. He even said the fan base is on side again. I mean, he doesn't talk for me, and Usman, I'm sure he's not really talking for you. I don't know about Nathan though. Does he talk for you? Or I can ask already. Or are you still backing a possible comeback?
Well, the thing is, obviously, I've been off the channel for a bit, and during that time, I had the wonderful pleasure of going to the Liverpool game. And I will say, he was talking about the fan base sort of having the backing. There were some small sections that has been sort of gathering over, say, in the Liverpool game and the City game, where they have started to sort of voice their frustrations towards him. It's like before, when, say, bad results happen, you would never hear anything in the ground. because obviously what you'd hear in the ground is different to what you see online. You know what I mean? Because in the ground you try to get more of a positive atmosphere than what you do online. But now it's like it's reached its point. You feel as though it is sort of shades of like the end of Mourinho sort of thing with the results happening. Like the Europa League final was probably start of it. You could say that was like Sevilla under Jose, and then you got the defeats are against Liverpool and City were actually worse than what Moyes did. You know, in his one and only season. So yeah, I think if anything, he needs to. I think he needs to go because it's like, it's more the fact that if you keep persisting enough, it's like Einstein, the definition of insanity, isn't it? You do the same thing over and over again, expect different results. You know.
So yeah, that's the thing then to discuss, really. I mean, I'm going to go through some stats in a bit for the Watford game, but do you think? I'm going to ask Osman as well. Obviously, do you think he's done anything different with the training? I mean, he had 2 weeks off. A whole week was a holiday. And then he said in the press conference, okay, we've been working on some things in training and hopefully they will go well.
Yeah, but everyone works on things in training. It's like, that's what you're supposed to do in training. Work on things. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're top of the league or say when City did 100 points, they would have probably gone, right, first training session back. You know, what can you work on from last season? How you sort of keep that mentality going. You always work on things in training. It's just putting it onto the pitch. Yeah. You know, that is literally the bread and butter. It's a results business, ultimately. Performances aside, it's a results business. And if you're not translating what you're supposed to be doing on the training pitch onto the actual pitch, then, you know, then what's the point?
Starlord's coming in here with a comment that's interesting. No, I bet we will play the horrible 4-2-3-1. Osman, what do you think then? Are we going to see anything different? Are we going to see anything different? Go on.
Yeah, look, first things first, I hope he's had a good holiday, man. He definitely deserved that holiday. Like, he's been pulling up trees since the start of the season. So, fair play to him and, you know, having that time away. Secondly, I mean, we've been absolutely embarrassed in every single game we've played this season. And
apart from Spurs?
Okay, apart from the Spurs game, well, what an achievement. And Leeds, before someone corrects me on that as well. But, you know, there's a lot that we need to improve on. There's a lot that he needs to change, from the defensive shape to the way we defend in transition, so to speak. We seem to be very, very susceptible to the counter attack. You know, going forward, it seems like we haven't got any clear patterns of play, etc., etc. It's a long list. The point I'm making is, so you're telling me Ollie's taken a week off, and in 3 weeks he's now rectified all the mistakes that we've seen in the previous 15 games. I mean, he's given himself next to no time to really rectify and utilize the time that we got given, i.e. the international break, and really capitalize on the time and go back to the drawing board and go again. 3 training sessions are not going to change our fortunes from the previous 15 games. I strongly believe that he hasn't been in Norway, you know, jotting down plans or whatever it may be while he's spending time with his family. So I just think it's an absolute myth, his comment saying that, you know, we've come back with a new sort of fresh plan and fresh idea in training. I mean, I've heard it all before. This is not his first rodeo. This is like his 15th this season alone, that he said the exact same comments after wheel bounce back tweets being posted by every single player that we've got. So I'm just bored of it. Show me something different. Otherwise, don't speak. It's as simple as that. You know, talk is very cheap. And Ollie, for whatever reason, has been doing a lot of talking lately. I mean, you'd think he's Mayweather 50-0 the way he's been talking lately, but he's not. So he needs to relax. He's Logan Paul, that 0-2 record, man. Chill out. He hasn't done nothing.
He comes up with a lot of boxing analogies lately.
Bro, I know, you know. I'm not even a huge boxing fan, but it's frustrating because at the end of the day, you know, the top class players and the top class managers, they talk a big game, but they back you up on the weekend. They show the difference. And as the comment just said, we're going to play the 4-2-3-1 or a 3-5-2 that he's randomly adopted mid-season. So for me personally, I want to see progress on the pitch. Otherwise, Ollie, please, I beg, stop mentioning it.
Do you know what it seems like, Osman? It seems from what I was hearing in the press conference that Ole was backing the holiday. Obviously, he would back the holiday. It seems like he needed some time away, but it seems like he wanted time to rest his mind, and for the players to rest as well, so they can build their energy levels back to this whole philosophy of passion. It seems like rather than work on intricacies of tactics, because we know Oli doesn't. It seems like they wanted to regenerate their what do you call it, their battery,
re-energize their batteries or recharge their batteries. So let me ask you a question on the back of that point, then, Eddie. Can you imagine Alex, Klopp, Pep, I don't know, Conte, Ancelotti, any top quality manager down the era doing something like that when our back's up against the wall, taking a week off?
I want to hear Nathan's point of that. Then I think you should.
What do you reckon? The mid-season?
No, and to be honest, from a human perspective, there are times in life where you might just need a break away from things. So if things are getting on top of you, that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
However, he's come back and he's saying the same things, and he's saying that, like you said, 3 training sessions is now going to turn around that, that run of form that you've been on, and it's like it's not gonna happen. And to be honest, there's this thing as well about timing. You got all the timing of the reports, you got all the timing of, say, like Zidane coming in, Conte coming in, for example, and then you decide to take a holiday. It really, really doesn't paint a good picture whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about that. Like, I don't like Conte, Sir Alex. No, they wouldn't take a holiday. They wouldn't take a holiday mid-season. But you could also say with those managers that if you look at, say, Conte in his Chelsea season, he wasn't afraid to rip things up and go from scratch after that Arsenal game where they lost 3-0. He changed to a back three, implemented win backs. He was able to sort of master the team in his image, and they won the league comfortably. You don't see Oli. Yeah, he's tinkered with formations, but you don't see Oli sort of having a tactical sort of prowess to really, really go full, back to basics, scrap everything, let's try this, make it work sort of scenario. But
all right, I'm just going to come in on the back of that as well, because I wanted to talk about the systematic play that should be happening, because that's the environment of the Premier League. It's systematic play. Yeah, you have passion and running. That should be a given, but I don't think that should be the fundamental of Man United, really. We've got 27 likes. Rushmano, big up to yourself, showing up the likes. Yeah, Avenger Mass, 27 likes. Everyone keep hitting the likes, please. We're going to get into your comments when we can. But yeah, the environment is systematic play, right? If all the top managers are doing a system over individual talent and all of these things that we see at Man United, shouldn't you have to adapt to your environment ultimately? Yeah, shouldn't you have to come in with something that can counteract what they're doing or impose yourself on what other people are doing? Because we've seen in the Manchester derby, certain fans that I was talking to were saying, oh, okay, we didn't run enough. But if a manager's got a tactic where they can anticipate the next move in terms of passing, they have all these zones where players are, they're making a pass here, they're anticipating the next move. What does running do then when that's just the primary thing you're doing? It's like you're just going to be chasing shadows, which is what we saw, didn't we, in that derby? 28% possession. That's what you're going to get if you don't have a systematic play. In my opinion, anyway, I don't see how you don't provide a system for the play. If you play in 5-3-2, does that give you a chance to even come out and do proper running if you've got 5 at the back and you can't get out of your own half? You know what I'm saying? So I want to. There is still the avenue of hope, even though that's dying with me, to be honest. Ole could try something. It's hard to believe he's got something new in these last few days. You should have the full 2 weeks to prepare. You should do. And Usman, you were saying, would Conte or Alex Ferguson do this kind of thing? We've seen that the Glazers have. They're trying to influence this philosophy of, okay, we believe in the cultural reset. We're going to just have a rest now to try and rest the emotions. It seems like the emotions went too high, and the team has to rest so they can just get, recharge the batteries, like I said already, and get the legs going again. I think we're going to see a lot of legs going in the Watford game. In the Watford game, we're going to see a lot of running. We're going to see a lot of running. That's what I'm saying. But like I said, before we get into any more, guys, hit the like, obviously. I want to just talk about a few stats in terms of the Watford game, okay? There's a few interesting things in terms of the tail of the tape. The Hornets have lost 18 of the past 20 meetings in all competitions, winning 2. Okay, so they're going to be low on confidence, right? Surely Man United can capitalize on that lack of confidence. The Hornets are on a club record run of 21 top flight matches without a clean sheet. Surely that means goals for Man United, guys?
Well, thing is, do you actually head into any games with confidence anymore? It's like I'm going to the Palace game in a couple of weeks, and I'm sitting there going, "Do you know what? Palace have the capability of turning United over."
Absolutely.
Because it's like there's no say if you're supporting a team like Chelsea top of the league and whatnot, you're probably going to most games thinking they can probably beat these. And that's what is really missing from this team is that you don't go into games with confidence anymore. You literally just sit there and go, this could be a dicey one. This is even Watford, despite the record and stuff like that, what you've just said, they've still got a couple of players here and there that with United's defence recently can punish United's defence.
You know who I'm worried about? I'm worried about Sarr and Josh King. Josh King as well.
King scored past us, didn't he? Last time, remember when we drew to Bournemouth, that individual goal he scored against us.
Because that's what I'm thinking. He's going to want to just keep scoring against his old employers because he's technically a reject, isn't he? So I'm kind of scared of that dynamic there, Usman.
I mean, just to come on what Nathan's saying, we don't go into any games without any conviction or confidence. And a lot of that is down to because we don't actually know what to expect from this team week in, week out. From the lineup, from the setup, from the manner in which we approach the game. Are we going to press? Are we going to sit back? Are we going to allow them to control the game? I mean, we literally have absolutely no inkling. I mean, we do a preview every Friday, but the truth of the matter is we haven't got a clue how Manchester United are going to play on the day. We could quite easily blow them away and play high octane pressing football and be absolutely phenomenal. But in the week after, we will complete the polar opposite. And that's the thing. You got to. Not only are the fans not confident, you got to bear in mind the players are probably not confident. Even though it is against a so-called minnow in Watford, the players probably don't know what to expect themselves mentally. They go into this game thinking, we don't even know if the manager is going to stay. We don't even know what the situation with the club is. And it's.
But he said that they're backing him. Can we take anything from that?
Yeah, but he's not going to come out and say they're not backing me, are they? Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
That's outlandish. So a lot of what's happening in the moment. There's a lot of grey zones with the club at the moment, and the players have to be suffering from that as well as obviously the fans, etc. So, for me personally, going to the Watford game, just to answer your question, am I confident? I mean, of course, Watford have got threats. You mentioned Ismail Sarr. I don't know if you mentioned our injuries. I believe Luke Shaw might not be available for this game.
Yeah, he had a concussion in that last game, it's 2 weeks ago. But the thing is, I think there's some protocol where they still take some precaution towards that kind of thing because from what I've read, he's still a doubt. He's still a minor doubt.
Yeah, because him and Rashford are both the doubts. So that means the whole left side could potentially be a different partnership, so to speak.
In all fairness, that might do Shaw a favour because Shaw's been absolutely appalling this season.
Yeah, he's been shocking.
In all fairness, it might because this is again coming down to sort of squad management from Ollie is that if players aren't playing well, you need to put other players in to rotate because it's not really, you've seen all the reports of the players that want to leave and whatnot, and obviously I think Tellez is one of those names, and it's with him. The only sort of thing he's done this season is scored the worldie goal against Villarreal. Yeah. Other than that, he's not really had a chance to sort of implement himself because Luke Shaw's form from last season has sort of kept him at a buffer. So if he performs badly, he's automatically in, and that shouldn't be the case. You've got 2 quality fullbacks there, in which Tellez was brought in to supposedly replace Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw upped his game. He's now dropped off his game. Get Tellez in. There's no bones about it.
You know what? I wanted to bring up this comment that I've been looking at for ages. Johnny, with an interesting comment. Thanks for getting in here, mate. My worry is that Ranieri says, play out of your skin and high press us. Any team can do that against us, and we don't come up with an answer unless we counter. on a possible mistake. It's simple stuff. This is the thing, because Usman was saying we don't even know how Man United are going to come out. It's not good to see with a manager in his third season. We should be seeing a cemented philosophy, shouldn't we? We should be seeing that. We shouldn't be seeing that Ole is like what I was saying. He's a tinker, man. He's tinkering too much now. Do you guys?
I don't actually agree. To be honest, I don't agree with that. I actually think he's not tinkering enough. To be honest,
really?
I
mean, Usman, in that Atlanta game, where we drew 2-2. Right. Did you see how many formations we played in that single game?
I mean,
we went 5-4-1, 3-4-3.
Yeah, but that's different things. That's just because he doesn't know what he's doing, and I don't think that's him tinkering, thinking, "Oh, this formation will work at this moment." X, Y, Z. He's just rolling the dice and hoping he lands on the color that he said in the roulette. But
that's tinkering.
I mean, I don't think it's tinkering. I think that's just complete pot luck. He's just hoping he lands on the right bit. But in terms of tinkering, what I associate with tinkering, okay, granted you're referring to the formation, but tinkering to me is tinkering with the players, tinkering with the lineup consistently, and that's something, as Nathan has just touched upon, in my personal opinion, I agree with what Nathan said. Ollie's man management of the squad, or the greatest squad that you would class it as, has been nothing short of amateurish. You got the likes of Henderson now wanting to leave. Whether you believe these players are warranting a start is a different conversation, but Henderson wants to leave. Jesse Lingard, we know, wants to leave. Martial wants to leave. Van der Beek wants to leave. Cavani is going to leave, so that's a bit of side the story.
That's too many.
Is going to leave. Delors is going to leave, and all of them players are the exact same reason. We're not getting enough minutes, boss. You promised us minutes. I mean, he kept Delors, he kept Telles, he kept Van der Beek, he kept Lingard. Okay, Martial, fair enough. He didn't, obviously, he signed the contract. But 5 of those players that I just mentioned, and Henderson, if you want to throw it in there, were promised stuff by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he has not fulfilled any of the promises in any capacity. So, for me, he's not tinkering enough, as Nathan just said. If a player is not performing to the standard of Manchester United Football Club, they should not then be rewarded with the opportunity to play another game. And then when they play another game, for example, in Luke Shaw's case, he made that mistake against Everton. He didn't get dragged out. He had another disaster class the game after, didn't get dragged out. You can see the same about Maguire. You can say the same about McTominay. You got people on the bench like Eric Bailly. Okay, granted, he didn't cover himself in glory in the last game, but prior to that, he's been okay. He sat on the bench thinking, how is Maguire still playing over me? He's dropping 0 out of 10s. McTominay's dropping 1 out of 10s. Van der Beek's not getting a game. Luke Shaw's dropping 1 out of 10 week in, week out. He's not getting benched for Tellers. So when you say Tinkerman, for me, I completely disagree, because I personally think he hasn't rotated the squad enough to keep the fringe players happy.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying in terms of the team or individuals. He's not tinkering. Well, I think, I should have put it clearly there. In terms of tactics or the formation, the shape, he's changing it too much. The 5-3-2. I mean, 4-2-3-1.
I don't think that's down to him thinking, like, again, Nathan used the example of Conte earlier. When Conte lost 3-0 to Arsenal and he tinkered or changed the formation, that was with a clear conviction. Ollie's not changing the formation with any conviction that he knows what he's doing. How can you change the formation to 3-5-2 and then, I can't remember who got injured in one of the games. Someone got injured, or it might have been Bayo who got took off at half time or something along those lines. And he goes straight back to a 4-2-3-1. The game after, someone gets injured, he brings Greenwood on and goes straight back to a 4-2-3-1. So, for me personally, he just doesn't know what he's doing. It's not even tinkering. He just haven't got a clue. And he's just hoping it comes good, so to speak.
I'm sure, Nathan, you got a point in that. Before we get into what you're saying, mate, there's 50 people in here. Please keep hitting the like. I'll give some more shout-outs to people getting in. Star-Lord, Avenger Mass, Mrs. P, Kate Bandit. That's the missus of the Don, who has permitted us to come on the channel. Thanks for getting in here. Sean Gold, yes, new to the channel. Yes, I hope you're subscribing, mate, hitting that like. Everyone else getting in. Aaron Homeyard, please do some good modding, my friend. Fujinator getting in here. What are you saying, man? What are you saying? Sure, appalling. That must be Ollie's fault. Oh wait, he was the best left back in the world footy last season. Yet nobody gave Ollie credit. You can't have it both ways.
I mean, give Ollie credit for that. Ollie did get credit for that.
Yeah, that is true. But then, like there is one thing about the players. Like say if a manager just set him up, say like with Ollie at the minute, obviously tactically it's not working. He then can't compensate for individual mistakes on the pitch, sort of thing. You know what I mean? That's out of his sort of remit. It's like for the City, for Bernardo Silva's goal in the derby, right? Both Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw just went
shambles.
Yeah, just
That was one of the worst goals I've seen us concede. We're letting, what was it? It was about 26 passes before that move.
Yeah, I mean, all the team pushed it.
Yeah.
Can I? Sorry, go on, Nathan.
Yeah, but like you can't like sometimes as a manager, say if you do set them up, sort of try and nullify the opposition, you cannot like you can't exactly get blamed for players themselves making individual mistakes because sometimes it is just common sense. It like. You may get taught to play a certain way, but it's also common sense going like, right, if a ball is coming across the box, like basically do the old British hoof into the crowd. It's that simple. Do you know what I mean? It's not, it's not anything sort of new. But yeah, I agree with what Usman said about, about the tinkering and stuff like that, because you have, like, there are certain points where you just think that, he is just throwing players on for a desperation sort of tactic because you are a goal down when there's no purpose whatsoever, or if it's 0-0. Yeah, that's my view now. So,
yeah, did you have something else on that, Osman?
Yeah, just to add regarding, I don't want people to think that we're just. Well, I'm speaking about for myself. Every time Luke Shaw makes a mistake, it's Ollie's fault. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is there's two things that you need to factor in. Firstly, the player is, of course, liable for his own actions. I mean, there's, as the examples just been given with the Bernardo Silva goal, for example. I mean, that's not Ollie's fault that Maguire, obviously Shaw and De Gea have had a howler there. Of course, that's on the players. However, what I will say is where Ollie has not helped himself on numerous occasions is, firstly, Luke Shaw was injured and he got rushed back, so he's not had a full recovery. Of course, that's not going to really help with his performance levels. And you've got to bear in mind, when you're not performing well and you're injured as well at the same time, that's not going to do any wonders for a player's confidence. Confidence is very important in the modern day. Again, I don't want to compare ourselves to Liverpool, but look at Robertson at the moment. He's struggling massively as well at Liverpool at the moment. And it happens, he's low on confidence. And it's similar to Shaw. He's very low on confidence. Same with Harry Maguire. Can I blame Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if Maguire has an absolute disaster class? No, I can't to an extent. But at the same time, I can because I was just yeah. I've got a feeling you can say the same thing. But just to add, why are they playing then? Because at the end of the day, it's not a 1, 2, 3 times that this has happened. This is about 10 games on the bounce that they're consistently putting below par performances, and that's why I blame Ollie, because you're putting players on consistently when they're not performing. So if they're not performing to standard, take them at the firing line. I don't know why there's an echo. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
I've not touched anything. Have you touched something on your system?
No, I haven't got anything on. I don't know if one of us has got the show on in the background at all. But yeah, the point being is, of course, it's not Ollie's fault if an individual makes a mistake, but why does he keep playing them week in, week out and rewarding them for shocking performances? Basically?
Favourites FC, Osman. Favourites FC. This is what I want to see changed. I want to see that that there's got to be some kind of intellect in Ole's brain where he says, okay, this is not working where I just play my friends. Okay, it's got to be the case where I'm playing the best guys. I mean, if we're going to go off what you're saying about training, people doing well in training, okay, play the guys that are doing well in training. And let's say that McFred plays well in training. If they keep putting up shockers in the match, they've got to be rotated then. That's the thing. Before we keep going on, guys, I want to keep it on Watford. And then I think we'll get into some more of the Ollie kind of tactical mind
is it select for you lot? Because I'm sure it is for me. I don't know. I
can hear it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what people in the chat are saying.
No, it's not my end. Like, mine's fucking up. Is it like someone's got the thing on in the background?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I can't hear Nathan echoing. People in the chat, can you hit a 1 if we're still sounding all right, please?
Yeah, I mean,
I just want to say, you said about the Maguire thing about Ollie and whatnot. The time where you can blame Ollie for that was when he rushed him back for Leicester, considering he only turned up a day before for training because he was injured for like 3 or 4 weeks. But again, it's down to squad management. If a player's just come back from injury, He's had one training session. You should not be playing him whatsoever. Get him up to speed again, and then that way,
So let's go through the injury news then, yeah, because we said, I forgot who we said that is out. So we did talk about Shaw having a possible concussion still. 2 weeks, he should be, I reckon he'd be cleared anyway. Pogba's out till further notice. He's got, a thigh injury? So
he's out for a while.
He's out for a while. Varane could return in a month's time or under a month's time versus Crystal Palace on the 5th of December. So he's out. What's the giggles? What's the giggles about?
Just listen up. So Varane's out. Fantastic.
So one of our best signings. It's terrible that that's happening now. I mean, yeah, that we just got to deal with it. We've got. I mean, the thing is, with our centre backs, I think we've got first team centre backs on the bench anyway. I think apart from Bailly doing what he did with that own goal, he's still a good defender. You see them do good against Atlanta.
He's just really inconsistent. He's just erratic at times. There are times where he goes, he plays like one of the best centre backs in the league, and then he goes with a mixture of a bit like Marcus Rojo about him, just absolutely erratic. Which
he has to stop the overhead kicks. He has to stop the overhead kicks in defence and that kind of stuff. Because he tried to clear the ball against Man City, he tried like a little karate kick kind of thing. It's like, do you have to always be acrobatic, man? Like, calm it down a little bit. I know what you're saying. It's very frustrating to see that. And we saw him get subbed off at half time. Ole wasn't happy with that own goal, man. So I don't think we see Bailly for quite a bit. Scotty McTominay. He missed his Scotland game due to illness, so he's a doubt as well. Shame. So we might not see McFred, Usman.
Absolutely devastating.
Who might come in then over McTominay then with Fred?
I mean, if Van der Beek does not start tomorrow, I know we're going to get onto it, I'm sure at some point, but if Van der Beek does not start tomorrow, then please just pack his bags. Let him go. Because what is the point? There's no way he doesn't start tomorrow, surely. Mate,
McTominay's playing with one leg. Let's not be
honest to God. As long as McTominay does 5 minutes on the grass tonight, then I think he'll be in the team. But if he doesn't do those 5 integral minutes, then he probably won't make it.
So are you saying, Nathan, we might see McTominay on the pitch with crutches? Yeah?
Anything but to get Van der Beek in.
Yeah, do like those Fernandinho fouls, but use the crutches instead of his legs.
But I think that's all the injury news for Man United. So everyone else,
sure. Rashford and Cavani out as well, no?
Cavani has a tendon injury. I forgot about that. I've not got anything on Rashford though. I was looking online. I didn't see anything about Rashford.
Doubt, well, as we've already established, if they're a doubt, that means they're playing Ronaldo and so.
And then in terms of Watford, I mean, is it even really worth looking at them? I mean, I've got notes on them. They've got Kuchka, that's out. He plays centre midfield. I mean, is he a good player, Kuchka?
No, he's like 30. He's like 34 in his last legs.
Wow, and he's a first teamer. They've got someone called Seymour. He's out. I don't know who he is. Etebo, I know him because he's a Nigerian midfielder. I'm a Nigerian, but he's an average player. He's out. Yeah. Kabasele is out. I think he's one of their best centre backs. He's decent. So what they had in the last game versus Arsenal was Cathcart and Nkulu. I think Cathcart's okay. I don't know about Nkulu.
Yeah, Cathcart's former United boy, isn't he? As well.
That's it. Yeah,
Cathcart's gonna play like prime Maldini. But listen, I watched the entire 90 minutes of them against Arsenal. And they were absolutely shambolic. Watford were. I know they went down to 10 men towards the back end, and the last 5 minutes they potentially could have robbed an equaliser. But it was so easy for Arsenal for like 70 minutes of that game. Like they were literally walking it around them. So surely this is Man United slapping them. There's gotta be, surely.
Sure, that's what I want to see, man. At least something, even if it's maybe a token win. Yeah, because I'm not believing in and Ole regrouping this, because Ole was saying in the press conference, okay, we had this away record where we've lost 1 in 30 games. That sounds good, but it's like, is that anything really to build on in terms of coming back? Because we see from the major results, the losing 4-2 to Leicester, losing the derbies and it was over at half time. Those kind of games where we see we're not on par with the top guys, can you really drag your away record back into play and say, yeah, we can get back on a good run?
Say that?
Yeah, he was saying we take confidence from the fact that we've only lost 1 in 30 away games. We need another run to go on. I just don't think you can just rely on momentum.
What momentum have we got?
He wants to build it. This is the thing.
He's completely waffling. Honest to God, I'm sorry, but although it is an impressive run. To be fair to him, he's done a good run there. What does it mean, that run? Like, he's obviously saying, "Oh, we've got a good away record. We're probably going to go there and be confident." I don't think anyone's looking at that game thinking, "Oh, doesn't mean that I've got a good away record. We're going to completely disregard our last 2 games in the league, which were 7-0 defeats practically." I mean, the last 2 games were Liverpool and City. Spurs was one of them, but Liverpool, City, Spurs, and Everton. In our last 4 games, we conceded 11 goals.
Oh my, it's been bad. It's been bad. Yeah, I want to get the chat involved a little bit. I don't want to neglect you guys. Rushman is saying 48 likes. Thank you guys. We've got exactly 48 people in here too, so people keep hitting the likes. We're going to get into our teams as well. I want to know if people in the chat think we're going to stick with a 5-3-2 and try and keep this Conte, Gunnar Solskjaer impression going, or does he go back to 4-2-3-1 and try and do the formation that's one of his favorite formations? People in the chat, just get in what formation you think will happen. Nathan, I want to hear what your team is. Do you have a team of what you think Ole will pick and what formation?
Well, to be honest, I didn't realise we were doing the team, so I'm going to try and make one off the cuff.
Do you want to go first, Nathan?
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
give you a bit of time.
Yeah.
So are we basing on what we think Ole will do, or what we will do?
Do you want to do? I mean, we've got time. Do you want to do 2? Do you want to do 2 teams, or do you want to?
Well, I mean, the Ole team is going to take me 5 seconds to do it, so
okay.
I'll do that very quickly. I mean, the same back 5 that lost 5-0. Is Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, obviously De Gea. McFred will start. Ole doesn't care. Bruno will be in 10. Rashford will be in 11. On the left wing, Greenwood on the right wing, Ronaldo up top. That's Ole's team, basically. That's exactly who he's going to pick. This is what I would personally do.
Just to confirm, sorry, he's saying you'll keep with the 5-3-2?
No, Ole would go 4-2-3-1 with McFred.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
This is what I would do. I would go 4-3-3. So obviously we're talking about change now, so let's actually see some change. De Gea and net, please correct me if any of the players I mentioned are injured, obviously. Wan-Bissaka right back, Bailly and Maguire, to be fair, centre back, because I'll put Maguire in. Maguire and Bailly centre back, although I don't like it. I don't Maguire. And his left back, Tellez. No reason to rush Shaw back if he's injured or not. Midfield for me, obviously I said 4-3-3. I think the midfield is very obvious. It's got to be Matic in the pocket on his own. We've got to remember we're playing against a Watford team that we should really dominate. I mean, whether people think Matic is capable of doing this role on his own, etc., is bygones, so to speak. I just don't see why we won't play a 4-3-3 with Matic in that holding position. In the box-to-box, in the double 8s, Bruno Fernandes left centre mid, Van der Beek right centre mid. It's an absolute no-brainer for me. I've got absolute no qualms about that team. And Van der Beek and Matic played each other 3 times now, and every single time they've put in a stellar performance. So they've already got a great chemistry. Left wing, I'd go Antonio Martial. I don't think Rashford's fully fit. And secondly, Martial has scored in his last game that he's played. Then obviously got injured against Everton, I believe it was. I mean,
he's
Martial
not injured though. He's not injured, is he?
He got injured on that game, and then after that, he hasn't been injured.
Yeah.
He did get injured in that game. But since then, we know he's not injured. The reason I play Martial is because he's got the capabilities of holding the ball, providing support for Ronaldo in particular. I think Ronaldo will benefit more from Martial being there against a team that I'm expected to part the bus in Watford. So he needs someone who's going to be more intricate around the box. And Martial's got that in his locker. Obviously, I've already said Ronaldo up top. Speaks for itself. And then right wing, for me, it would be Jadon Sancho. I know this is not going to happen. I know it's going to be Rashford and Greenwood, as I mentioned. But the reason I pick Jadon Sancho again against low blocks and teams that are potentially going to set up shut shop, so to speak, you need creativity. You need somebody who's got that ability to unlock a door, and Jadon Sancho has got that. Van de Beek, Sancho, Martial, all one-touch footballers, high IQ ballers. I think they'd be absolutely phenomenal on the pitch. It will never happen.
I want to see that so much, Osman. I want to see that because I was saying that before in previous shows. I want to see Van der Beek on that right with Sancho doing one-touch stuff. That's what they learned in Ajax and Dortmund.
Yeah,
it would be
quality.
All right, people in the chat are getting in with their formations: 3-5-2 for Mrs. P.
Yeah, I'd go 4-3-3 personally.
Yeah, 4-3-3. Avenger Mass saying 4-2-3-1. So Ole reverts to type. Johnny saying 5-3-2. Oh, they won't change it up now. Ideally, it would be 4-3-3, like Usman's saying. Yeah, some people on Usman's level. 4-3-3. Give that man Ole's job. Exactly what we need. Are they saying give Usman the job? Is it? I don't know if I'm misreading that. Yo, Usman.
I don't know if Eddie, you and Nathan want to work as my backroom staff, boys. I'm sure we can't do much worse, lads.
Hey, man.
Well, you don't want me as a you don't want me as a physio, boys. They'll all be eating KFC buffets by the end of the week.
Listen, I ain't complaining about that.
Well, yo, Luke Shaw would like you, Nathan, man. You know, Luke Shaw likes that apple crumble. You know,
Luke Shaw would like me until I was trying to sell him, but you know what I mean.
Exactly. Luke Shaw would be happy if Desir's back on the menu. Should we say that?
JW92, thanks for getting in here. It will be the same 4-2-3-1 with McFred. Hey, McTominay's a doubt, might not be McFred, and it will be 1-1 with Watford. Oh, 1-1, is that the score? With Watford, and Ole will argue that Watford's goal shouldn't stand because he's also a referee.
That's so specific. I love it. I love that.
Okay, I think 4-2-3-1 from Big God Bob. It's a mixed one. This reflects what Usman was saying, is that we can't tell what Ole's going to do. I don't like that we can't tell what our manager. I don't like that we can't tell what our manager, who should have the philosophy, we can't tell what he's going to do. We can't tell. People
he's not going to be driving for
Liverpool.
We're going to be at the wheel. Don't worry, my guy. And stop stressing.
I just keep thinking of the rivals, because people like Klopp, you know what you're getting. You're getting that formula. You're getting the gegenpress. I keep saying it. I may sound like a broken record. You're getting their 4-3-3. You're getting what it says on the tin. But the thing is, you can see what they're doing, but it's hard to play against it, even though they lost the last game. But, over the course of what they've been doing in that tenure, they play well. They get the wins. People know what Pep's going to do, but it's hard to play against it because it's so good.
Absolutely.
I really don't like that. I've got my team here. And I said 4-2-3-1 as well. But I'm not sure about it. I'm like maybe 50% on the fact that he's going to go, on the idea that he's going to go 4-2-3-1. I could easily see a 5-3-2 happening again, where, because there's been links to Conte, or he's trying to, maybe try and rework some things in terms of that 5-3-2. Maybe he does Conte's plan B, if it is called that way. He goes 3-4-3. Maybe we see a 3-4-3. But I'll say my team: De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire. I think Shaw gets rushed back in, even if he's might technically still be concussed. I don't know. He gets rushed back in.
He's still concussed on the pitch.
In all fairness, he's been playing like he's concussed since the start of the season, so it wouldn't make any difference.
Preach.
I think it's favourites FC guys. He gets rushed back in. McTominay, we'll see him sneezing on the pitch. Because he's got illness, we'll see him. You have like a hanky, you have it in his shorts, you pull it out from time to time, be blowing his nose. He will be playing alongside Fred. Bruno in the number 10. And I don't think Ole has worked it where Bruno will be disciplined again. I think we rely on Bruno being the maverick and trying to get those Hollywood passes into Ronaldo, who will be up front with Rashford. And I've gone Sancho as well, Usman, you were thinking, okay, that's your preferred start is for Sancho. I think Ole goes for Sancho. I think you can't keep 75. I don't think you can keep 75 million on the bench, man.
He loves Greenwood, doesn't he? Ole loves Greenwood. I mean, this isn't a knock on Greenwood because I love him as well. But I mean, we paid 75 million for a right winger. Why have we got strikers still playing that? I just don't understand it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But Nathan, I think you had some time to get your team going. What do you think, man?
Yeah, so in terms of what Ollie would pick, exactly same what Usman says, because I think anyone could predict that right off the bat. You know, your classic 4-2-3-1, McFred in midfield with about as much mobility as my nan at age 95. You know, but
God bless her.
Yeah.
in terms of what I'd pick, obviously you go to Hayward in there. I know you said about like Henderson earlier looking to leave, but I think that's definitely one of them where you can't drop. I know you can use like Henderson in the cup games, but De Gea has been really good this season.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really. That's probably one of the only ones where you can say, yeah, he's justified his place in the team.
Yeah.
Back four of Wan-Bissaka. I'd go buy Maguire. I think Maguire gets in because he's captain. I think that is the leverage that I think if he didn't have the captain's armband, there is room to drop him.
Imagine Maguire scores and does the celebration with their hands in the ears again.
I mean, if he scores for us week in, week out, he can do the celebration that he wants, mate. But
hey, if it's every week, Usman, maybe you would have a right to go.
Legit,
Shut up now, critics.
If he scores against Chelsea, I will come back on the previous preview doing the celebration with Maguire happily.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I would go Tellez left back because I think Shaw's to me he's sort of run his course at left back so far this season for me. If you get back to what he showed last season, then obviously he goes back in. But Tellez goes in for me, although I kind of agree with Eddie's point. I think if he has a choice to rush Shaw back, he will, because he's obviously done that with the likes of Maguire before, you know, when he's just come back from an injury or whatnot. I'd go three in the middle. I would go Matic, Bruno, Van der Beek, but I'll change Bruno and Van der Beek's position. I'll go Van der Beek on the left side of the centre mid rather than the right. Because I think Usman, you had it as a Bruno left, didn't you? And
yeah,
right. Yeah, so I've got it the other way around, and I think with Rashford being a doubt, I think
I thought you crashed there, Nathan. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you just crashed. I thought you just screen crashed.
I think you'd go.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I thought buffering.
You'd go. I think with Rashford being a doubt, I think he might go Rashford, Sancho, and Ronaldo as Greenwood, Sancho, Ronaldo as the front three. Play Greenwood on the right, Sancho on the left, Ronaldo.
I can see that.
By the way, guys, go on, finish.
Because I think there were times during the Everton game where obviously where Sancho's picking a ball on the left, he's finding those little like inside passes towards Ronaldo to make runs off the ball. Yeah. You know, that could work in our favour. Tellez would look to overlap. So, yeah, that'll be the front three. You go 4-3-3 with that.
Yeah, people are saying as well, Sancho has to play. Dara Azizi, thanks for getting in here. 155 likes. Rushmano, thanks for getting in the like count.
There's some funny comments in here. You know, I seen that Gandhi put something about Maguire. I don't know if you've seen it, but I was cracking. You know,
the reason why I got thrown off because someone made a comment. Someone made a comment about me nail biting and things like that, and I do bite my nails quite a lot, and I think that's what threw me off. That's why he sort of stopped. I was like, hang on, he's clocked.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you can just say to highlight one, innit? Like, if it's a really good one, innit, just tell me.
There's a guy comment about Maguire, something like, why is everyone criticizing Maguire? He played well against Ethiopia, and I was just laughing. I was thinking, this guy.
Oh, Gandix, yeah, Gandix.
Yeah, Gandix.
Get what everyone hates Maguire. He smashed it against Ethiopia.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's even an insult to Ethiopia. I don't know how their team's doing, but still, I don't know.
San Marino, surely.
Yeah. That's
but
mad. I mean,
Ethiopia is like currently crying, man. That's disrespectful to them. You know what I mean?
There's a few things I was going to say, but like, you just kind of my mental pattern has gone to thinking towards Maguire now. I mean, do you guys think he was being bullied by people like Roy Keane? Because I don't think so. Because he's had a lot of protection. Remember when he came back from the supposed alleged crime. So we said alleged, didn't it? We're not saying it's a definite crime. We came back, and remember when the pundits on Sky Sports or whatever mainstream it was, they were saying, maybe he's had some mental health issues. We've got to, try and have some empathy for what might have gone on. Maybe he was protecting his sister, things like that. But it's like when he's carried on to this season, we've seen the performances are not good as well. Yeah, he's had some token good performances against the likes of Albania, San Marino. But the thing is, we've not seen him be. There's too many people talking about that he's not a worthy captain, and we've talked about it. He doesn't really react to things going on the pitch as a leader. Like when there's debatable referee decisions going on, he doesn't go and chat to the ref. You know, when there's beef happening, he's kind of slow to get towards the beef and try and handle it, you know.
It's because he's slow anyway, though.
You know what I mean? It's like it's a fridge, so a fridge is going to move slow. But is that an excuse for the fact that he's not getting towards the beef fast enough? I don't think so. I think he shies away quite a bit, and I just think Roy. I mean, okay, I would say Roy Keane went a bit far with mocking Maguire's voice. That was funny though. I mean, you got to sometimes take the comedy value a little bit. I mean, Maguire went, but I don't think it's bullying there. I think Maguire just been called out for bad performances, man. And the thing is, Maguire doing that celebration to silence the critics. You can't do one goal against whoever it was, Albania, and then say that's silencing the critics with your hands in your ears. I mean, it's hard for us to put ourselves in this position. Yeah, okay, there's a lot of pressure. But I'd like to think that I would back my celebration. I wouldn't come out in the interview and say, no, that wasn't for the critics. I just went on my knees and just put my hands in my ears. That wasn't trying to silence the critics. Why did he not back up the celebration?
It's absolutely embarrassing, man. There's a word starting with P that describes it perfectly, but I'm not going to use it. I'm sure. I
think you can use it. It's not swearing. You can use it.
I know it's not, but I don't use it. It starts with P, ends in a Y. But basically,
I thought it was something else. I thought it ended in the C.
Pony, yeah, pony.
Yeah, pony, exactly. Thank you very much for that. But listen, it's not bullying. At the end of the day, what Roy Keane did, of course, you know, there's levels to it. But at the end of the day, this is the captain of Manchester United Football Club. I mean, he's quite rightly getting criticism. For me personally, obviously, I don't know how it feels to be in Maguire's shoes, but if I was in Maguire's shoes, I would own it. At the end of the day, you know, he needs to come out and say, look, at the end of the day, I've not been good enough for Manchester United Football Club. And it's quite clear that the performance has not been good enough, not just from me, but from the defence, and we need to improve and rectify that. We've kept one clean sheet in that 20-plus games, and that clean sheet was against bloody Spurs, a shocking Spurs team. So for me personally, it just shows how weak his mentality is. I mean, basically, the way I see it is Roy Keane was an embodiment of Sir Alex Ferguson on the pitch. Maguire is the perfect embodiment of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on the pitch. Weak-minded, weak mentality. And he matches his manager to absolute perfection. Got no backbone whatsoever. So at the end of the day, I don't think it was bullying. I don't think Roy Keane went overboard. I mean, the way Souness talks about Pogba week in, week out, I never heard that being classed as bullying, but it is what it is. The criticism was, without a shadow of a doubt, warranted, and Maguire has to own that criticism because you are the captain of Manchester United Football Club. You don't look at Hull City or Leicester City or whatever the team, Sheffield United. You're at Manchester United, man. You need to step up, my guy. So, yeah, he needs to accept it, man.
So yeah, there's quite a few comments coming in whilst Usman was speaking. Usman's speaking good opinion, man. Like most of the time, you say stuff I agree with. People in the chat are saying, you know, like what I was highlighting before this. Andorra are a quality side, team for the world class leather workers. I mean, that's what,
I'm loving it.
He's coming in with some bombs, man. But that's the thing. I mean. People in the chat were saying, yeah, Maguire crumbles under a bit of pressure. People saying Roy Keane was spot on. I think Batman Knight fan was saying that. I mean, I don't think this is bullying, man. We're saying what we see. I don't like to just have an agenda against a player. I wanted Maguire to do so well. And Dara Azizi came in with asking, how much do you think Maguire is worth right now? If we were to resell him, I mean, this is turning into a bit of a Maguire inquest. We're going to get back to Watford in a little bit, but it's an interesting question, though. I'm thinking that 80 million has gone way down now. I mean, how
down the drain? Maguire goes against Albania again.
how old is Maguire now as well? Because that's got to be.
It's got to be at least 20 days.
He's like 29, isn't he? 28,
29. So there's that side of that's making his market value come down. So the way he performs making his value come down. I don't think there's any resale value. I think it's probably
who's going to buy him for 80 million, my guy?
I think he's on Jones level. I think there's no resale value.
Man said Phil Jones. Nathan, what do you reckon? What's his price? If you were to sell him tomorrow, what's his price?
Well, in all fairness, he was probably a £40 million signing when United actually got him, just with English tax. The good old English tax, you're probably going to make a loss on that. So you're probably going to be selling for about 30 to 40 max.
Wow.
Like, realistically speaking, like, I think I will say with Maguire, obviously, he doesn't dictate his transfer fee. Let's put that out there. He's not saying I'm worth 80 million, whatever, how much United bought him for. That's how much is decided between the two clubs. And obviously, Leicester saw that United were desperate. So obviously, they were going to bend United over backwards any way possible and ask for any obscene amount of money. And United were going to be like, yeah, cool, we'll pay it. But he is probably, I'll say 30 million, 40 max.
I thought you said billion then. Is it million?
Oh.
Imagine that. Batman Knight fan saying Maguire worth 1 penny.
I think people are a bit harsh,
In all fairness, you can get a penny sweet with that. That's probably more satisfying at the minute with his performances. So it's perfectly fine.
Oh my God. You know what, Nathan? I'm going to disagree with you, I mean, I was going to say 35 million, but because he scored that goal against Albania and San Marino, I think he's worth 50 million now. Because, I don't know, I can't hear you, Nathan. Right? I can't hear you, Nathan, okay? 50 million down the train. Maguire scores again. You love to hear it.
Usman, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking of notes before this preview, yeah? And I was thinking, I keep saying, I want to stay professional on the Watford preview, but this has turned into a little bit of a Maguire inquest here. But
it's still professional, but we're just giving our thoughts on Maguire.
That's true. But it's like, I keep thinking of this idea that's been bandied about on the YouTube streets, is that this is circus. This is Circus United right now, yeah? And when all these different things are going on where the captain is debatable, the manager is debatable, our formation is debatable. People wanting to leave. Possible managers coming in. The Glazers are crappy. It's like there's too many things going on where it's hard to actually focus on the actual football.
So many comments regarding Maguire cracking. That logo's one. Yeah, everyone's just buying it.
Big ups on the 1p thing. 1p. Sweet
Charlie Anthony as well. Maguire's Phil Jones 2.0. Bloody hell.
I was saying that he may not have resale value. But big up to everyone getting in here. Please keep hitting the like. We've still got 43 people in here. Guys, can we try and come back to the Watford preview? Okay, we've not said our scores. What's our scores for the predicted
Eddie, why did you start? You set the tone in it this time.
Yeah, you're the one who started talking about Maguire. I thought, come on, man, come on.
Yeah, that's true. See,
exactly. It wasn't Nathan. I thought it was.
When I say this kind of stuff, I'm talking to myself too. I'm trying to talk to myself, try to rein myself back in to actually, do the Watford thing. But yeah, I think it will be 3-2. I think we'll have some goals.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
I think that because we can't keep clean sheets. And Watford can't keep clean sheets. Like I said, they've not kept clean sheets in, 21 games? Yeah, man. We should have some goals. I want to see some goals. And I think we'll win it 3-2 there. I think the passion battery has been recharged since these players have had the week off. And they'll run into the ground for Ole. And they will get the 3-2. That's what I think. So, yeah, Nathan, what are you saying?
I agree with the 3 on United's part, but I think it's be 3-1. I think it might be one of them where United do get like a 2-goal lead, then a defensive mistake will happen, more than likely, then creates that bit of nervy edge. And because maybe Watford won't have the sort of quality to really, really sort of like continue onto it, United will just counter-attack, make it 3-1, and Ollie will come out thinking he just won the Champions League semi-final.
But yeah, people in the chat, man. I'm laughing already, man. There's so much banter in this chat right now. Someone said Ole is worth 5p. That's mad. Ole is worth 5p.
That's 5 penny sweets.
But people keep getting in your predictions as well in the chat. We'll go to Usman then. What's your prediction?
Yeah, I mean, keep getting the comments coming. Obviously, slap a like on the video as well, and obviously subscribe. People, we're close to 50k. Just quickly, but I'm kind of torn between two score predictions, but I'm just gonna go with the one that I feel is gonna happen. I genuinely think we're gonna win 3-0.
Yeah.
I come back to their last. I mean, I know we didn't cover ourselves any glory in our last game, but Watford against Arsenal was really disappointed in their level of performance. They were really poor. Like, they look like a team that could get relegated based on that performance alone. But it's just one of the things. We always make these shit teams look good. Remember Aston Villa and whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to say 3-0. Bruno goal assist. So Ronaldo obviously goal standard. And Greenwood will score. I think them three players will score for us. Bruno probably gets man of the match this game. This is a typical Bruno game where he turns up and performs. And I think the Portuguese boys are going to be somewhat wounded, so they're going to want to play the performance.
They're in my fantasy team right now. Yeah, still,
I
even though
I'm in, but I am somewhat dreading it now because
I think they're going to be our saviors, Usman. They're going to be if we're going to do anything. Yeah, because we've seen some of their link-ups have been leading towards goal of the month, goal of the season, especially that goal against Spurs. That little fly-through ball over to Ronaldo for the volley. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Remember ages ago in the Young Boys game, that pass outside of the boot from Bruno to Ronaldo to get tapping. I think that's our hope with Ole right now, man.
People in the Ronaldo and hope for the best.
Yeah, pass it to Bruno, then Ronaldo. Yeah.
So yeah, that's not planned then. Okay, fair.
That's not good enough for me. Maybe some fans are still backing that plan. No, not good enough for me, man. Tekken fans saying 2-2. Oh, surely that would be end of.
God, love the optimism in the chat, ain't you? Like,
there's a lot of draws in the chat. I've not seen one person predict W on the chat. Is there anyone in the chat that thinks we're going to win this game? Can you let us know, please? Because I can't see one person predicting it.
Johnny's saying 1-1 for me, unless we find a way to break down a high press. I mean, that would play into Ollie's hands. I think we would do a counter-attack and we'd get the win.
We said that many a time this season. That'll play into Ollie's hands and nothing materializes. If anything, they might catch us high up the pitch like Maguire's been caught about a billion times. We could be 1-0 down and then, Lord have mercy, basically 1-0 down.
Yeah, Usman Andrakos, though, I think he's been positive. I think it may be 3-2 win if Slabby's on... Wait, if Slabby may as well give them one goal automatically. Okay.
I mean, if he's still in this game, I'm going to piss myself laughing because I'm going to start saying he's the best fullback, best centre back in the world on form. Because
imagine Maguire at fullback with no pace.
Oh my God,
we'd get destroyed.
He'd be absolutely devastating going forward as well.
Imagine if he scores a banging own goal and he still does a celebration.
He does it to the away fans. He's covering his ears.
That would be mad.
Or just like Jose against Juve, and when Jose does that against Juve, that'd be classic.
Man. Lagos 1, just getting with some nostalgia. O'Shea would be lethal. Was lethal.
O'Shea was a baller, mate. He nutmegged Figo, kept the clean sheet away at Tottenham, and he scored at the top end. What
a chip. I don't know what a career he's had, by the way.
Remember the goal at Arsenal as well?
Yeah, the chip.
That was
it's like,
beautiful.
do you remember on TalkSport where Jamie O'Hara was like, oh, what would you rather do? Have a career like Harry Kane or have a career like John O'Shea? It's like, well, John O'Shea's won this. Harry Kane's won, like, you'd rather have John O'Shea's career.
Oh, no, but Nathan, he's won some golden boots, though. Golden boots? Is that something?
What an achievement.
But John O'Shea's won trophy. Like,
exactly.
Is the golden boot not a trophy? No?
I know, but he scored those key goals, as Nathan just said. I know Eddie's trying to think he is. He's trying to.
I try to add some levity, man. I'm depressed, man. I try and be,
Chill, there's nothing to be depressed about. We're in 3-0 tomorrow. Ollie will be back at the wheel. Everyone will be back Ollie in. And then we'll beat Chelsea and then lose to Arsenal. So you remember, you heard it first. We'll beat Chelsea 1-0 as well, but obviously we'll get to that next week.
Usman, I'm sorry, but obviously that's...
Game,
Usman, that was jokes about Ole being back at the wheel, but it seems like Ole has got Ole's drunk at the wheel, mate. He's got some points on his license when he should have more points on the table. That's what it seems like now, my friend.
That's crazy, that one. Oh shit!
It's shocking, man. It's shocking. That's why I'm depressed, man. And people in the chat, I'm sure there's some people that may still be backing Ole. I don't believe in the cultural DNA. I don't believe. I think that went with Alex, and we need to be okay.
Alex,
that went.
Your first name basis, yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait, Sir Alex. I'm sorry.
Said
Sir,
Alex, you know, like
you know what I mean.
Did you hear this?
And he's not cool, and he's not once invited him on the show. That's absolutely.
How dare you, Eddie?
He could be watching, innit? He could be watching. I'm sorry, man. I think I'm on the blacklist.
Comes up with notification for Alex has left the chat.
Oh man. But yeah, Sir Alex. I think that DNA is gone, man. I think that's gone.
Alex, man, your boys like that. Yeah.
No, Usman. Yeah, you call me out, man. Okay, Sir Alex, yeah. But I think it's gone, man. I think we've got to get to a point where we're on board with what's going on in terms of the fact that we should have systematic play going on. As much as the players have not been running, I think that's down to as well as the last season where they were running too much. 10 wins from 10 deficits. Remember when they were coming back from goals down? That's a bad formula, isn't it? If you keep going goals down. I remember, Osman, you said before, sign of a good team to come back, but you know that can't be a formula.
Yeah, sign of a good team is to come back. It shows character. You know, 1, 2, 3 times, not 15 times in a row. The normally say it's the sign of champions when you don't play well, etc. You get a result. Doesn't mean you don't play well consistently and just keep scraping it, because eventually it's going to catch up with you, and that's what's happened with Man United. So
exactly.
We need to start the game quickly, and we need to make sure we take the lead and actually build up and have just a normal game of football, not constantly on edge, because it's one goal in it constantly in all of our games.
Exactly. I'm fed up with the fine margin footy, man. Okay, guys in the chat, yeah, we're going to wrap up in a bit. So I think we should just do
you've got a thingy there. Super chat, sorry.
It's a super chat.
Yeah,
man. I've been laughing too much with the guys right now. I'm just trying to.
It's just come through now.
Yo, big God, Bob. Thanks for the £2 super chat.
I don't know what he's saying though.
Hashtag sell your 10 bag to go. So I'm butchering it. Sell your 10 bag to fund 10 hag. Sell your 10 bag. I get him. That's cold. That's cold. Sell your 10 bag to fund 10
Yeah,
bag.
I was supposed to. I'm not sure if you should read it, but I just want to.
Hey. I think he's used the right slang there, because people still won't know what that is. But the people that really know will know what it is. But I get that's funny. That's funny though. But people, we're gonna wrap up in a bit. But let's just do like a little Q&A before we come off. People, get in your questions. Please keep hitting the like. 49 people in here. I mean, we're laughing at some of the stuff going on, but for me, I don't like to be depressed. I've been just trying to work myself up for watching Man United again. We're not getting good football for us. In terms of fans, we want to see wins, but I'm a football fan. I want to see good football too. Yeah, so we've not even seen good football or any good wins. So what can we do but try and add some levity to what's going on? You know, I'm not laughing at the fact that we are in a bad position. I just want to cheer myself up when the boys have been on here and we've been trying to add some levity. That's what I'm saying. Usman, I think you were going to say something.
Comments. I'm just reading some comments on the back of the 10 bag comment, and it's just cracking me up. Some of the people are just, obviously people know what it means, but some of the people are saying other suggestions to get Ten Hag at Old Trafford, so it's quite funny. I've obviously don't put my screen.
I think I can show. I mean, that Gandix's one is all right, and I can show it. That's funny. He's Dutch. A full ounce would probably lure him to OT. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's probably not anyone to OT.
That could be an ounce of anything, though, guys. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, guys. Right? You know what I mean? Yeah, it could be anything.
Not in any way condone any of that sort of thing.
Any of that sort of thing. No, we don't condone any of that. Yeah. Nathan, I got you. Johnny's saying, guys, transfer window coming up. Oh. I'm already knowing what he's going to say. If Ole is still at the wheel, what does he need to do in the transfer window? Okay, I'm just going to answer this quick though. Yeah, I don't want Ole to get any more signings. Yeah, he's got to get rid of some of the players that are not. He's got to get rid of some of the players that are not even getting football first. He's got to make what do you call it? Condense the team a bit more before you get anyone in to be wasted. Sancho and Van der Beek are getting wasted. I don't want to see any more players come in. But yeah, what were you guys saying?
Yes. Oh, I wasn't going to say that, but
yeah. Listen, what do you reckon?
Well, I was going to say, if he's still at the wheel, CDM is just. I was sort of making the case during the summer that the CDM was probably the like. Obviously, Sancho was always going to come in just after last summer's chase for him, but the CDM was so important because it like you see like the teams ahead of even West Ham got Rice and Souček. You know, they walk into United CDM position. Do you know what I mean? Like Leicester got Ndidi. You know, there are teams that are not challenging who have better CDM options than United. So obviously, if Lingard goes in January, possibly, because I thought United could have used that as a bargaining chip with Declan Rice maybe in the summer. You know, gone right, bit of money plus Lingard. You guys liked him before, go and get him. But yeah, CDM or as Usman says, walks. So
yeah, Avenger Mass saying we need a CDM as well. Batman Knight fans on my level saying no signings in January. I want Ole gone, and that sounds. Like if you just look at that comment, you could say, "Oh, that's disrespectful to Ole." But we've seen him get enough of a chance now. We've seen him save the team from Jose Mourinho. I've said this before. Thanks for saving us. He steadied the ship, Champions League progression, and then the players went and saved you in the next season. You know what I mean? Coming back from 10 deficits to win games, that shows a lot of passion. But it can't keep being this saving Ole thing. I'm a broken record on this thing right now because I keep saying it. I've said this is like saving Private Ole. It's like saving Private Ryan because these men are going to war for one guy, and Ole's got all the privilege right now of the player legendary status, and I think that's got to run out at some point. I think that ran out after the Villarreal game. I'm going to keep it real for what my point is, for what my opinion is. Thanks to Ole. It was thank you for securing the Champions League remit. It's a pity that the Glazers don't see that you can. So someone's put something mad for Ole in the chat, but it's a pity that the Glazers can't see that if we are winning games as a big team, instead of making it Museum United, because that's what it's like. I heard someone call Man United Disneyland for the fact that we've just got trophies just for tourists to come in and take a picture next to. Yeah, we used to win Champions Leagues. Yeah, take a picture next to it. It's like that's going to run out at some point. That's gonna run out. Even though we teased Usman, you've teased Man City over the fact that what is it? Was it Etihad or they don't have the Champions League yet, or they can't step to us yet. But it's like there's going to be a point in it where they catch up. Man.
I stand by. I don't remember saying Etihad, but I probably would have said it anyways. But look, I don't want to compare it to City again because they're a small club. It's as simple as that. They have got no history. I don't care what their fans have won in the last 10 years. So they can't chat to us. I mean, Liverpool and them teams can, but City can't. They're not close to us yet. And I'm sure a lot of City fans would admit it. I mean, yeah, that's like all of a sudden since City are bigger than a better club than Arsenal and United. I mean, yeah, currently you are, but in the long, everyone knows that you ain't nothing. So it's just completely irrelevant.
Yeah, Usman, Avenger Mass saying I'm being harsh though. It's like I just say thanks for the Champions League progression. Yeah, I don't. But Nathan, what do you think though, man? What's your view? Because I don't know if you said where you're at with Ole though. I don't know if you said that.
I did sort of say I think it's come to a point where you just have to let him go. There's results that you can't defend in any sort of circumstance. Again, he's got us to this point, but it's the point where you need to see progression, especially with the players he does have. I know that there is one glaring weakness we've sort of talked about who he should get in the transfer window if it's possible, like the CDM. But you can only sort of get to a certain point before you have to say, look, this isn't working. But if he turns it around, you then still have to give him credit for that. You can't just turn around and say if United do go on. No, but here's the thing: that if he does go on a run and United are in a better position, say come March, and you see where you are, because I don't think they're going to get rid of him now until I think if something goes really, really wrong, then they get rid of him. I think now it's more likely they're going to keep him to the end of the season.
Really, really wrong though. I mean, I got the derbies.
Yeah,
Nathan, you should have had a refund for the fact that you went to Liverpool and watched that mess. You should have got your money back. Yeah. I don't understand how we could even turn it around right now. Yeah.
I know that, but it's like obviously it's like I'm not.
How does he turn around in your eyes? I think that's a better question. How does he turn around in your eyes?
Well, like I said, he's probably here to the end of the season. Come March, you need to be you need to be at least close or close-ish to the top teams and progress massively in the Champions League. However, at this stage, it's like might not make top 4. Looking at it, with the teams who are playing better.
Champions League come Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, the Champions League, is it like United? Are United top, aren't they? Ahead of Villarreal? Is it on head to head?
If we lose against Villarreal, then it's going to be peak.
Yeah, because that's the away game as well. So it's like even the home game, United got torn apart in because I remember Dallo was getting turned the strings from that Danjuma who's playing at Bournemouth. So
man. Danjuma is B-Tech Neymar, man. I don't want to see him again, especially if Dallo plays. Well, I wanted to ask the chat, do they think, that Ole can turn this around? How many people think that Ole can turn this around? Can you hit a 1 if you think Ole can turn this around for whatever the thing is that he's going to achieve? Is it just top 4 then? Because we're 9 points off the league.
Can we get to 2 if you don't think he can turn around, please?
Yeah. We're 9 points off the league. There's some ones. Wow, Johnny won. Johnny put 1. Okay, don't spam Johnny though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Johnny, don't spam it. So number 2, if you don't think he can turn it around. 1, if you do think he can turn it around.
Wow, Johnny is really, really backing on it. I mean, hey, come on, we gotta be realistic. Yeah, Batman 2, Bart -1. Okay, that might as well be a 2. But people keep getting in, keep getting in.
I mean, the question for me just before we wrap it is. Obviously, people have got a different sort of expectation or different standards in terms of turning it around. What maybe turning it around for one person might be, that's not the standard of Man United. So let me give you a scenario. Someone in the chat who's put a 1, for example, might be saying, Ollie turned it around. Man United have only got a top 4. Me personally, for him to turn it around, he needs to be competing for the title, and he has to have won a trophy at a minimum.
Yeah, trophy, definitely.
He has to have won at least the FA Cup minimum and be in the conversation for the title come the end of the season.
Well that's the thing that United are out. So go on.
So if he comes top 4, let's say we finish 4th, we don't win a cup. Okay, granted he's got top 4 in the Champions League. For me, that doesn't class as turning it around. That's not the standard that I uphold. Obviously, everyone's got a different standard, so that's just to clarify. That's why I don't think turn it around.
Avenger Mast, what are you trying to confuse us? He said 1 and 2. You can't have 2 votes. You see, this is what it is. He's reflecting that we're confused. Yeah, but I'm not confused though. Because I know Ole. Some people are confused. I think it's reflecting that some people are because there's a sentimentality, and then there's actually winning games and having it as a longevity thing, not just game by game, which is what we're doing with Ole. We're doing game by game. People have said that it's debatable that Ole has gone from interim to manager to interim again. And it seems like that because there's links with other managers, right? And we see that he's not doing well recently. So, I don't think Ole turns it around. Lagos 1, what are you doing? -19.
Why are you taking notes on that, honestly?
It's just making me laugh. It's making me laugh, though. But guys, we've been on. Go on, this one, go on.
I was about to say, I don't mind. It's irrelevant. Don't worry about
it. Okay. We've been on long enough. People, thanks for getting in. Primo, what are you saying, lad? Shout out to you. He's one of the good mods for getting in here. Like O2 says, Ole needs to show a massive change. Our patience to do that in the next month. Okay. Some people giving him a month. Was that what 4 or 5 games? He needs to go on a better run than just a month for me, Primo. It needs to be because of the standard he's set now for the start of the season. It's got to be like the rest of the season. It's got to be unbeaten for the rest of the season. Can you do that? We've been disgracing these derbies. I'm not getting over those derbies, guys. The 5-0 and the 2-0. I'm, you know what I mean? That hit me hard, man. Even though you see me smiling.
It could be a Van Gaal thing, though. It could be a Van Gaal thing. Say if like he wins like an FA Cup, or say like, obviously unlike Van Gaal didn't finish top 4, but say if he finishes top 4 and get an FA Cup, that's still the board might have already made their decision by that point. Do you know what I mean? They might have just gone right. You know, thanks for getting us this 5, what is a trophy, but we're going to get, you know, a better manager in. So it might not even matter whether, like, he turns it round or not entirely. Do you know what I mean? The board might have already made that made their mind up, because they just talked about Rodgers at the end of the season, and I'm like, a bit off on that one. Zidane or Ten Hag, it's like, yeah, those are the more, you know, appealing names, but yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna call it there, you know, because we've talked about quite a bit. I wanted to keep going on, but I've in the past I've gone on too long in that because I waffle. That's why I've got a channel called Eddie's Football Waffle. I shouldn't even be plugging yet though. But guys, I want to say thanks to Gandix, Lagos One, Bart, Batman Night Fan, Rushmano, Miss P, Kate Bandit, always getting in here, Victor Davies, yeah, all you guys, Primo. Yeah, Victor Davies, I think I said you already. Everyone getting in, keep hitting the like. Big God Bob, always in here with jokes as well. I think, yeah, Gandix, man, you may be the guy of the stream with your jokes in the chat. Everyone's been getting jokes in. But, you know, it's been funny. I think we needed this, guys. We needed some levity because it's been depressing. But anyway, Usman, it's been good. Again, you're always on point with viewpoints. Where can people find you?
Yeah, I appreciate it. As always, as I always say, firstly, make sure you slap a like, subscribe to the Flying Pig channel, get close to that 50k, as we always say. Shout out to everyone in the comments. It's been class, man. I really enjoyed it. As Eddie said, we needed this. I really did. But yeah, if you want to continue to support anything that I do, you can follow me at Usman Talks United with 2 A's, the Usman bit. So you can follow me on Twitter, and obviously subscribe to my channel where I upload pretty much daily. Talking Manchester United, so yeah, feel free to support in any way you can.
Nice. And Nathan, aka the Best Journo, where can people find you?
Yeah, obviously Best Journo on Twitter. I'm looking to start streaming on YouTube, doing a Football Manager series soon, so that'll be good. You know, hopefully I'll have better tactics than Ollie going forward as I take Palmer back to the big time. Go on the boys.
Go on, lad. Good luck.
But other than that, yeah, so thanks to everyone in the comments. Obviously, hit that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe, you know, all good, man, all good.
Nice. And yeah, like I was saying before, you can check out my channel, Eddie's Football Waffle. I had a recent video where I was talking about Ollie. I have stuff where I talk about Ollie and then I have some like Photoshop pictures up to show my points of what I'm talking about. Just fun stuff. I like to try and add levity, as I've kept saying. That's my key word now. Levity in this period of where it's kind of going towards a Great Depression, unless Ollie turns it around. But we'll see, guys. We'll see what happens. Yeah, as Usman was saying, subscribe to the Flying Pig, the ultimate domain that is going on right now, the ultimate platform on the road to 50k. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll catch you on, I think it'll be the fan reaction after the game. Hopefully we'll be in good spirits, maybe. Usman, Nathan, maybe.
Has he not got a FIFA stream tonight? Or?
I'm not sure. He's got a bit of man flu going on, so I'm not sure if he's going to be on. So
yeah, in all fairness, his stream last night it did sound as though he's been gargling nails, or like I said to him, he sounds like he's been on a bender with Sean Dyche. So yeah.
Did you hear him earlier? Did you hear him earlier today? No, he was just trying to soldier through. It's like his voice box was full of nails, man. But hey. Flying Pig may soldier through. Just keep your notifications on. It might be on later. So, yeah, everyone, as Gandix is saying, like, spike, and we'll catch you later.